Well, this is really frustrating. You can see these bales are blown out here. The Netwrap not covering sufficiently, and it's almost half the bales. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Dave here. You can see the bale trailer is loaded up, and Dawn is bringing more bales down from the upper field, and we've got record hay tonnage to start moving home. So Dawn's here with the bale trailer, and neighbor Dave is across the road with his trailer, and we're quickly moving bales home because the second crop is starting to grow, and we want to make sure the bales are off the field so second crop is not damaged. So I'm out mowing in one of our larger fields now, and you can see the landowner on the other side of those oats cutting thistles. This field was oats 2 years ago, and it's a nice flat field. I'm able to go up an extra gear and make some pretty good time out here. The orchard grass out here isn't really necessarily the best quality, but it's a lot of volume for square bales, and we're always looking for volume with the number of cows we've got. Well, it's much later in the day, and we're cutting one of the tallest fields we've seen yet. You can see this hay is up over the mower, and this is going to put us at about 35 acres down, so it's going to be a busy couple days baling. This is one of our lower fields that typically holds moisture, and I've seen nothing but dry ground through here, so I think we're pretty much past the wet fields, even though we had an inch of rain 2 days ago, and now we need to get through all these tall fields and get all this baled up. It looks again in this field and the one I cut earlier today that we're going to have significant tonnage increases from a typical year. Well, so this is going to be a big day round baling today. A little bit of cloud cover, thin clouds, but a real nice breeze. The hay is looking good. We've got 2 rakes out here in the big field. Neighbor Dave and I are both raking. So if everything works out today and we don't have any breakdowns, we're going to knock down or bale up somewhere over 35 acres, and lots of round bales and a few square bales. So it's going to be a big day. So the hay's good and dry. I'm out here with my baler, and neighbor Dave is back there in this same field with his baler. We're working through a pretty big day today. We should make, well, 80 bales or so. We'll just have to see how the day goes. Maybe a little bit more. So you can see I'm having trouble with bales again. Look at that bale and that bale. My Netwrap is tearing on the one side. I'm not exactly sure why. It worked good last season, and earlier this season it was working fine. But I'm getting tears and not full coverage. Boy, this is frustrating. A growing number of the bales I made have the Netwrap torn on the side. I'd say somewhere close to 40%. No matter how much I weave, I've centered the net roll like worked last summer, and I'm still getting Netwrap tearing on the side of the bale. This one's a perfect example. There's two more over there, and I can't tell if it's related to thicker windrows or if I'm not weaving, although I'm trying to weave like crazy, but it's happening with recurring frequency. Well, you can see the problem seems to be getting worse. This bale is barely 50% covered, and look at those bales down there. Half of them are blown out on the side. So we had this same problem 2 summers ago when the hay was heavy. As the summer went on, more and more we saw the net off to the side of the bale like this. A lot of people had suggestions, including centering the roll. Here's a clip from 2 summers ago on how we dealt with it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rolling Hills Farm, MN. I'm continuing, probably more than I really want, to talk about my Netwrap issue. I've had quite a few people message me, both with solutions and to tell me that they're having intermittent problems just like mine. To recap, and I'll show a picture here, my Netwrap occasionally, maybe 15% of the time, doesn't cover all the way to the edge of the bale. And I've gotten a lot of suggestions from YouTube and from other people, from the dealership, saying it could be something as simple as the Netwrap roll is not centered properly. Now, I've loaded the Netwrap roll on exactly as it was loaded when I got the baler. This baler I got used, I had 7,000 bales through it. And so I've just installed it with the same spacing that was there. But I want to take a look here. This is something I discovered yesterday. As it was getting worse, we discovered that centering the net roll seemed to make a difference. I put a new roll of Netwrap in, and the problem almost completely disappeared. But here we are, halfway through the season, and it's back. Well, you can see I'm out raking some really nice hay, dry hay. Breezy today, we've got good sun, 90% humidity. It was really hot this morning, and or humid this morning, and it's hot now. Hard to say if it's going to get up to 90 degrees, but the humidity is still high. This is definitely work for an air-conditioned cab. Very heavy hay too. These are big windrows. It'll be good round baling. Well, I've got it in the shop now because it seems to me I need to adjust this brake. What I noticed as I was operating it last night was after the Netwrap is done, the knife cuts, this thing spins for a little while. And it only seems to happen when the net roll is getting down. And I hate to just throw away all this Netwrap, put a new roll in. So I'm thinking this needs to be adjusted. The first place to look is in the directions. All right, it says increase the pressure. Ugh. Well, I'm looking at this as a field repair. I've definitely increased the pressure. Now the other issue is this jagged cut of the Netwrap, which sometimes it'll be stick way down here and you won't be able to see any on that side. So I'm also wondering if the net roll or the net is being applied unevenly at the start because of that lack of net sticking down there. Well, you can see these are giant windrows again. I'm out here in this, our second to the last field for the weekend. I've got about 5 acres to do, and neighbor Dave is doing about 7, and then I've got 1 more acre at home. There goes the Netwrap. Now we'll see how she ties. Well, fuzzed out a little bit. That's better, but still not good. But we'll see if I get through the day. If that's all the worst they are, I'll be fine for today until I can make the big adjustments. There goes the duck bill down. Now we're feeding Netwrap onto the bale. Seems to be going straight. There, it cut. Alright, so I increased the tension even more, and this bale came out perfect. It's a little dipped across the top, but the Netwrap is perfect. And the net appears aligned. It's certainly tight right here. So there's the tensioner right there. So the book says the 2 most important things are the knife, the Netwrap knife being sharp, and the tension on the Netwrap. I didn't have time today to sharpen the knife, so we'll get that next week when it rains. I'm getting hung up a little bit on my drawbar, and I'm down into first gear. So this is some really heavy duty hay. You can see this one is out a little bit. The Netwrap is over some. It's not perfect. And what I noticed as it took off was the Netwrap jerked over this way as it applied. So I'm not sure why. Boy, these windrows are really nice. I really don't have to weave at all. That was another perfect bale. So that's number 9 in a row. That's much better than I was doing yesterday. So tightening the Netwrap tension seems to have made a huge difference. Most of the bales on this field section are perfect, but not all of them. I'm still having problems with well, maybe 1 bale in 15 with a blowout on the side. So we've got everything baled right now, and I've got a few days of rain that I can get the baler into the shop, and we're going to solve this problem once and for all. See what the book says and go through all the different procedures. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get on this and see if I can figure out. We'll let you know what we decide and how we're going to try to fix this. Boy, it's a miserable place to get into. That little slot right there, and reaching way back there, 2.5 feet. But I'm done. Now we're ready to make a bale.